Welcome to Scorpio Soul Time. I'm Ronique and I hope you all are doing well. Today we're going to continue our beginning tarot series, and I thought it would be cool to go through the deck and actually do 37 best tarot questions so that when you are starting, you understand, like, how can I better my life, or how is my relationship going to go, or these type of questions. I'm actually going to go card by card, and instead of using the traditional Rider-Waite tarot deck that most people are used to, I'm actually going to use this deck that I have that's called the Vice Versa Tarot, and it's kind of cool because there's actually front and backs to each of the cards, but instead of using these in their traditional way, I'm going to use them to talk about how each question, you could actually form a question from these cards. Okay, so let's get right into it. What is the overall theme in my life right now? So we have the Magician card. Right now, you could say, where is it in my life that I need to think of an overall arching theme of what I want to ask the tarot? So this would be, what is the overall theme in my life right now? Question 1. Question 2, we actually have the Strength card here representing, what should I concentrate on to grow personally? And I picked this card because I always love how the Strength card is showing this, dynamic between you being yourself, but you also having to tame the lion. So question 2, what should I concentrate on to grow personally? For card number 3, what difficulties am I now dealing with and how can I get through them? I showed the 4 of Cups because this is that card of concentrating and not realizing that what you have before you is what you need at that time. And 4 of Cups is often you ignoring the blessings that are around you. So for number 3, what difficulties am I now dealing with and how can I get through them? I take away from my past mistakes? And I love the 9 of Swords depicted here because it's this representation of all of the mental anguish that you've been putting yourself through. Oftentimes it's more in your head than what is actually out in the real world. So you really need to ask, what can I take away from my past mistakes so that you can move forward, okay? Card number 5. What choices do I have in front of me? Depicted by the 7 of Cups, I think this is a great way for you to look at the world and say, I have all these options, but which ones are going to be the best for me and which ones I can leave behind or are not priorities? So question number 5, what choices do I have in front of me? Question number 6. How can I strengthen my bonds with my family and loved ones? So I have this one, that 10 of Pentacles, where they're, husband, wife, or girlfriend and boyfriend talking to the dad. And I love the back of this one because you can see the dad is sitting there with his dog and that's his family, right? As opposed to it just being the kids talking to him or asking for, his blessing for their relationship. So this would be number 6. How can I strengthen my bonds with my family and loved ones? Question number 7. What actions can I take to advance my professional development and career? So the 3 of Pentacles is usually 3 people standing here talking about their profession or what it is that they're getting ready to work on. And you can see the 2 people on the back here are actually going and working, while this person is trying to think through how is it he can work harder or work stronger, work better. So I chose this card for number 7. What actions can I take to advance my professional development and career? For card 8, what is preventing me from being creative and how can I get through it? And I think oftentimes it's more of a mental block. Some of us feel hurt or we cannot get over something because we are so concentrated and in our heads about it. And so that's why I chose this depiction of the Three of Swords. What is preventing me from being creative, and how can I get through it? Once you ask that question in your tarot reading, you're going to get some answers on how you can remove this mental block. Question number 9. I chose the Four of Pentacles because question number 9 is, what details regarding my financial condition do I need to know? And the Four of Pentacles is that gentleman who's kind of like holding on to his resources, making sure that, you know, they don't get away from him. So this number 9 is, what details regarding my financial condition do I need to know? This is a great question to ask when you are interested in getting more money or attracting more money, maybe figuring out how to get out of debt. This is a great question to ask. Number 10, what can I do to enhance my physical and mental health? And I chose this Ace of Wands because it really is about, where are your passions? What is it that you can do to increase that and attract that mental side of you, but also just your physical health, right? You see this strong arm holding up that Ace of Wands. So for number 10, what can I do to enhance my physical and mental health? Question 11, I chose the High Priestess. Number 11 is, what comes after this in my spiritual development? And remember, the High Priestess is all about connecting to your side of yourself that's more spiritual, that is more intuitive, and is connecting to the higher realms. So for question 11, what comes after this in my spiritual development? Question 12, how can I bring success and abundance into my life? And of course, the Nine of Pentacles is all about her in her garden, standing there with her beautiful pheasant or dove. In this case, it looks like all the beautiful lush greenery around her. So number 12, how can I bring success and abundance into my life? Question 13, what is the potential outcome of my current endeavor? And I chose this one because this is the Knight of Pentacles, who's usually represented standing still, thinking through what are the next actions. So what is the potential outcome of my current endeavor? This is a great question to ask if you are taking on a position or a job, you're not quite sure where it's going to lead, or you're taking on a project. This question is a great one to ask the spirits when you are reading tarot. So what is the potential outcome of my current endeavor? Question 14, and I chose the Four of Wands. What aspects of my romantic life should I be mindful of? And the Four of Wands is usually depicted by a happy couple underneath these golden gates, if you will, of Four Wands. And it really is asking you to look at your partner, but look at yourself to figure out what it is that you all want to accomplish together. So question 14, what aspects of my romantic life should I be mindful of? Question 15, I chose the 10 of Cups. And question 15 is, how do I get a satisfying love relationship to come along? So if you're someone who is seeking love, seeking partnership, this is a great question to ask when you are reading the tarot. And it's like, where is it that I can attract better circumstances to attract a satisfying love relationship? So question 15, how do I get a satisfying love relationship to come along? Question 16, I chose the Hermit card. And question 16 is, what aspects of myself should I cherish and cultivate? And I love this depiction of the Hermit because, you know, he is going in solitude. He is getting out of the noise of all of the other people in his community. And he is going into a cave or somewhere in where he can be alone to think, to really listen to his own mind. So this is a great question if you are really looking at where it is you are at in your life. So for number 16, what aspects of myself should I cherish and cultivate? Question 17, what approach should I take in a certain circumstance? And I chose the Two of Wands because, he's standing there with his two wands, with the world in his hands, thinking, okay, where is it that I go next? And I love the depiction on the back because that is what he is looking over his entire kingdom, okay? Or his whole area of opportunities are ahead of him, right? So for number 17, what approach should I take in a certain circumstance? Question 18, what can I do to find equilibrium and inner peace? And of course, the star card, I feel like, is the embodiment of that question, right? What can I do to find equilibrium? So there is this, sense of her using the water and the earth and the air to be able to find this fine balance, this fine equilibrium, and connecting into, the universe, into the stars. So for number 18, what can I do to find equilibrium and inner peace? This is a great question if you are having challenges with where you are in your life, really just trying to find a balance in your world. For question 19, what buried skills or talents ought I investigate? Love the depiction of this Eight of Pentacles, how he is working away. And I thought this was a great card to represent question 19. What buried skills or talents? So many of us often we have a hobby on the side that we don't think anything about. Maybe if you are someone who creates paintings just for fun, you don't realize that this could turn into a money-making opportunity. So what buried skills or talents ought I investigate? So great ones, especially for an entrepreneur, right? So question 19. So question 20. How do I get past my anxieties and insecurities? And I chose the Temperance card here, where it's a balance, a fine balance of all the different elements, but making sure you temper the water. I think this is a really good way for you to tap into where it is that you're trying to make sure you aren't so anxious, making sure that whatever insecurities you're asking the tarot cards. So question 20, how do I get past my anxieties and insecurities? Question 21. What should I concentrate on if I want to get better at communicating? So I chose this Two of Cups because obviously to have a successful relationship, you need good communication. So this one is very obvious, right? What should I concentrate on if I want to get better at communicating? So Two of Cups. Question 22. How can I develop my intuition and learn to believe in my gut? So I chose the Queen of Cups. She's sitting there on her throne holding that huge chalice of water or whatever the heavenly liquid is in her chalice. And this is a great one to ask if you're really trying to get closer to using your intuitive insight. If you are someone who has been maybe channeling or just talking to higher spirits, this is a great one to ask yourself, how can I develop my intuition and learn to believe in my gut? Card 23 or question 23. How can I align with my life's mission and what it is? All right, so I chose the Queen of Wands this time, and I think that she's all about finding your passion, all about going out there with gusto. You see her bright orange, fiery dress, and so I chose her because I think this is a great depiction of how can I align my life's mission and what it is? And she's going to help you find it. But when you're asking these questions in the tarot, really great for you to be able to concentrate on where it is that you align with your life's mission. Question 24. what actions can I take to boost my confidence? And no one has more confidence than the King of Swords, right? So he is standing there with his huge sword ready for anything. And so I think this is a great depiction of what action can I take to boost my confidence. So if you're going for a job interview, if you're getting ready to go talk to someone about a difficult conversation, this question 24 would be great to ask the tarot. What actions can I take to boost my confidence? Card 25 or question 25 is, what do I need to know before I make a crucial decision? So I chose the Ace of Swords because the Ace of Swords is about clarity. If you're needing to make a decision, this would be that depiction. And it's a great question to ask the tarot if you are facing a major decision in your life, maybe choosing between two careers or two jobs, maybe needing to choose between two people. Whatever that decision is, I think that this question is a great one to ask. What do I need to know before I make a crucial decision? Question 26, what areas of my life should I give priority to at this time? So you can see the Three of Wands is standing there and he's like, okay, I need to get ready to go. I need to get something started here and I need to figure out what are my next steps. So great question to ask the tarot is, what can I do? What areas of my life should I give priority to? Making sure I'm not spinning my wheels. So I thought that Three of Wands was a really great depiction of what areas of my life should I give priority at this time. Question 27, what can I do to increase my productivity and time management? And I love the hangman depiction because oftentimes we are stuck in this place where we're just thinking through things too much. We don't often look at things from a different vantage point, which is what the hangman wants you to do. And so question 27 is, what can I do to increase my productivity and time management? This could be really good for those of you who are suffering from getting through the day and you didn't check off enough things on your checklist. Maybe you're entering into a new assignment that you need to be much better with your productivity. So this would be a great question to ask the tarot is, what can I do to increase my productivity and time management? Question 28. What must I let go of or release in order to proceed? And I chose the Five of Pentacles here because this gentleman is sitting here with his hand in his head, head in his hands, and he's really trying to figure out how he can make it through. He's not even realizing this bright colored, stained glass window from a church behind. So this is a great depiction of what must I let go of or release in order to proceed. And this is a good question if you are really fearing something or you're coming into hard times in your life. This could be a great question to ask 28. What must I let go of or release in order to proceed? Question 29. What can I do to make my life happier and more joyful? And so one of the more happier cards of the deck is that Three of Cups, where she is sharing with her friends. They are dancing there in the background. So great card to ask if you are trying to become more happy, more joyful in your life. Question 29, what can I do to make my life happier and more joyful? Question 30. How can I encourage a happier outlook? So I chose this Six of Cups. You can see this woman down here and this gentleman. They look like they've known each other maybe for a long time. The Six of Cups is that kind of like that nostalgia card of, meeting someone from the past or someone coming in from your past. So this is a great card to ask, how can I encourage a happier outlook? Question 31. What lessons does a reoccurring pattern in my life teach me? And I chose the Two of Swords because Two of Swords is usually a decision that you need to make, but you really need to look at yourself. I love this depiction with the red and the blue kind of depicting two different sides of a decision that needs to be made. And so I think this is a great way to really ask the tarot, what lessons does a reoccurring pattern in my life teach me? Question 32. What kind of limits should I set in my relationships? And remember, relationships doesn't just have to be a romantic one. It can be your friends, your family, your colleagues, people you come in contact with. 5 of Swords, I thought, was a really good one to show you cannot always be the victor, right? You cannot just have to go into life of winning at all costs. And so this number 32 is, what kind of limits should I set in my relationships? And this is really, to me, showing where is it that you need to make sure you're not stepping on other people's toes. So if you are in this situation and you want to ask the tarot, what kind of limits should I set in my relationship? Question 33. How can I go about pursuing my interests and pastimes? And I love this 6 of Pentacles depiction where he's almost like looking down on this little village. But 6 of Pentacles usually is like the giving to a charity or giving to someone else, or you're receiving from someone else, right? So it's like the give and take card. And so I think this is a really great way to ask the tarot, how can I go about pursuing my interests and pastimes? Is it something that I can give to the needy? Or if you are in need, where can I go in order to get support from others? So this would be question number 33. How can I go about pursuing my interests and pastimes? Question 34. How do I get my creative juices flowing again? So I love the 8 of Wands depiction here because this is really showing movement. It's showing, it's one of the few cards in the deck that does not have people in it. So it is really flowing of ideas, communication. I love the depiction on the back where it's these 8 of Wands, but you see that lightning and then you see that Pegasus, like ideas are flowing, or are they not flowing, right? So I think that this is a good depiction of question number 34. How do I get my creative juices flowing again? Question 35. What should I know about a big event coming up? And I chose the 6 of Wands. It is that card of being congratulated, being celebrated from a job well done. He's come off of the battlefield. This is a good question to ask yourself if you're really getting nervous, possibly about an event that is to come. This is a great way to really ask the spirits, what should I know about a big event coming up? Question 35. Question 36. How can I strengthen my ability to make decisions? And I chose the 2 of Pentacles because I really feel like that kind of yin and yang back and forth, if you are being asked to make a decision possibly about a 2 options, 2 jobs, 2 opportunities being presented to you, this could be a great question to ask the tarot. How can I strengthen my ability to make decisions? And the last card of our 37 best tarot questions is obviously going to be this Magician. Now, he's actually depicted here as the Wheel of Fortune, which I actually love. But this question 37 is, what does the universe want me to learn right now, if anything? And I think we can all agree that there's always something to learn, right? If you are alive, there is something to learn. And so I love this depiction of the Magician, but I do love that the Wheel of Fortune is in front of him, because it's almost like you're not always going to see things in the same way, depending on where you are at in your journey. And this question 37 is, what does the universe want me to learn right now, if anything? I hope that this has been a really helpful way for you to learn the tarot, but also taking different cards and understanding what are some good questions, 37, if you will, 37 of the best tarot questions to ask if you're beginning tarot. And even if you are a seasoned veteran, I think that these are really great questions to ask, and you can really really apply these to these cards like I use, or obviously the Rider-Waite tarot deck. Any tarot deck that you choose is going to be perfect for these 37 questions. So if you haven't already liked, subscribed to Scorpio Soul Time, I would love if you would. Also, I have a beginning tarot spread playlist, as well as a beginning tarot reading playlist. Both of them help you learn the tarot, but it's also great for spreads that you want to do. One of them teaches you all about the major arcana, the minor arcana, all 4 suits. So really expansive lists, all for free for you. So check out my playlist on Scorpio Soul Time, and I'll talk to you later.